Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome to
A view
View
from
from
the
the
Sea.
Field.
What we sipping on tonight?
Y'all so crazy. How y'all doing?
We're
Absolutely
fabulous,
wonderful.
darling.
That is
How are you, Dr. J?
cool. I am better than blessed.
Okay, all right.
Happy to be here with y'all tonight.
Same here. Had such a good time last Tuesday. Had to come back again this Tuesday.
I heard that.
The tea was so good. It was just so
Man, we
good.
had a good show, and
We
hopefully we'll have a
did.
good show again tonight.
We
Tonight.
will, and we
Now,
will.
we're doing the
And we
same
will.
old thing tonight.
How y'all gonna let me forget my lip gloss? I forgot my lip gloss.
You gotta be popping. You were
It's
sipping.
all right. Just wait.
All right.
So
How you doing, Jay?
All natural, all natural. That centric vibe. It was okay.
Okay.
You got your motherland earrings on. It was okay.
that's right.
You was
You're looking
representing.
lovely,
It's all
darling.
good. It's all good.
I'm the
Yeah.
blackest light skinned person y'all know.
Black and black.
Oh, you
Power to
darker
the
than
people.
me.
Look,
Power to the people.
Angela Davis Jr.
Man, power to the people. Locks and curls and froze, baby. We do
You
it
know,
all.
I look forward to coming here on Tuesdays to just have a good time. You know, so much happening in the world. And for
Yes.
us just to take this time to laugh, you know, talk about others, you know, things that's happening and kind of mix it between serious but not so serious because
Right.
everybody needs a good laugh. We need to,
We
you
need to
know.
laugh. I mean, some of this mess need to be laughed
It's so crazy.
at. So, yes.
It is
we
so
do
crazy. What the old folks used to say, you gotta laugh to keep from crying. So
Amen.
that. Absolutely.
laugh while you're shaking your head because there's some craziness going on. Some
I heard
unbelievable
that.
stuff. So that's what we're here to talk
Beyond
about it,
the
honey. Just
norm.
talk about it. Give our
So
own
before we
opinion
get
about it.
into the stories, do we have any Black history facts? Y'all know we have to keep sharing our history and teaching the people because, you know, with this critical race theory, they don't want us to know our history.
They don't want us to know nothing. So I
I
love the chance
mean,
to go looking for
they want to
something
just be wiped
that I
away,
might
right?
know.
Every
Right,
chance they get.
right. They
That's
want it, in
crazy.
other words, to stay like it used to be. But
That's
that's not
crazy.
gonna happen because you got a whole new breed, you got a whole new mentality when it comes to being proud of being who we are and the skin we're in. So, somebody got to tell the story. So I got a little something that I looked up. I did not
Oh,
know this.
what you get?
So it's dealing with vaccinations. So we got all this COVID stuff going on. So what I found out was there was a slave by the name of Onesimus. Thought that was an interesting name. So he was bought by a minister that lived in Boston. The guy's name was Cotton Maher. And so they had a smallpox outbreak that had started in the colonies. And so, from what I read, he was having a conversation or talking with Onesimus, and asked him if they had anything like this in Africa that was going on, if he had experienced the smallpox. And so Onesimus shared with him that they had, but he explained to him what they did when it came to the colonies or the areas in Africa, that they would take the infectious material from the sick person that had the pox and would put it into a healthy person through a cut in the skin or whatever, and that would is what cut down on the number of deaths that they experienced when the smallpox came through in Africa. So of course, he's not the one that could present this because he was a slave, first of all. And so his master's the one that took this information and researched it and tried to implement it in the colonies. And he was met with some resistance, first of all, because you had some people that felt like that was not godly to do something like that, to try to save people. They didn't care about that. And then there were some that were, of course, against the fact that you got this information from a slave, and they felt like, well, this came from Africans and it came from Africa, so they didn't want anything to do with it. Then it was, well, it's something that Africans and Asians do, so we don't want to do that. But he had a hard time trying to get them to accept that. In the process, they call it a variolation. When you do that process of taking the infectious material and putting it into somebody else. So they did lose a few people during the smallpox, but the numbers were not as great as they had been if he had not been putting that into practice. So you can kind of say, that Onesimus, this slave, was one of the first people to introduce vaccinations for a disease that was killing a lot of people. And the last thing I found out that I thought was interesting was that they say that he partially purchased his freedom from his master.
Wow.
So I don't know how that goes. So I work for you Monday through Friday, but I'm off on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know how that goes. He done put up the Baptist finger. Yes, Jay.
Did you say partially?
Partially. I guess it was layaway. He paid part of layaway when they had the rest of the money to get it out. I don't know, but it said he partially purchased his freedom from this minister. So he still worked for him in his service, but he partially purchased. So I don't know how that works. I guess his freedom was on layaway. I don't know. But I don't know. Did y'all know that? Because I didn't know that. So that's my black history.
Too much for me to process.
So when Jay raised up when you said the Baptist church finger, that made me think about a Black history fact that I want to share. Right. So have y'all ever seen a white person raise up the finger?
No.
Only slaves had to get permission to get up and walk about the church. So stop raising that little finger. That's what that little finger comes from. We had to get permission to get up and move about the church. And whereas other people, you never seen another race do that. So we have to unlearn all these behaviors.
Right. That tradition that came in through our church, and we kept, and they still do it right now today. People do that out of tradition. Some of them don't even know why.
They don't even know what it means.
This is what grandma do, and
they think that it's out of respect.
Right.
It's really not.
They don't know the history of it.
Actually, I did it because I was going to go into that,
but you're not in church. You're not in church. You were trying to get her attention.
But we know what it means.
She said the Baptist church figure. That's what made me say that. Not because you did it. So you have a right to do it, but not when we in church trying to get permission.
I was going to talk about it because I had just pulled it up, so I was going to talk about it, which is why I was like,
"Oh my goodness, really?"
Yeah, so you got me.
Well, perfect.
But well, for a Black history fact, because it's a quite fresh and new Black history fact, but it will be one from years to come, and that is none other than Miss Ketanji Brown Jackson. Confirmation. Yes, so that is going to be a down the line, a really, really good Black history fact for our culture and for Black women. Right now, it's a moment. I'm going to say it's a moment now, but it is going to be one of the greatest Black history facts. So
I heard that. So I want to shout out to Representative John Faulkner, who's watching us tonight. And so could y'all share the link? Of course, we're going to have people to join us throughout the show, join us on screen. So y'all share the link in the comments for me. And if you all want to join us on air, and make sure we keep reminding them to join us on air, click the link and, be ready to comment on some of these topics. And I guess since he brought up, Justice Brown, we might well go on talk about Justice Brown.
Ketanji. It's gonna be a lot of little girls named Ketanji.
Yes, indeed. Ketanji Brown Jackson confirmed as the first Black woman to sit on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Right now.
What y'all think about that? How do y'all feel knowing that we have a sister sitting on the highest court in the land?
I love the diversity. I think it was much needed. I hate that she had to be, treated and disrespected the way she was, but that's what they do to us. We still step over that and keep going anyway. And then you look at her and think about, wow, she was the one and her family treated this great thing would happen to her. And it made me think about her slave ancestors and wow, look at this gift that you have in your legacy. So I just applaud her. I'm excited for her. And I would like to just say, it's awesome that she's Black, but I don't want people to insult us and say, well, is that the only reason? She's qualified.
Absolutely.
So don't get it twisted, because she could be Black, but if she wasn't qualified, then she may not have gotten the support and applaud that she did. But she's more than qualified, even for those that are sitting on the Supreme Court now.
Amen.
So I applaud her. That's right. Now I'm gonna take a sip on that.
Absolutely. I'm ecstatic about it. I'm glad to see the face. I'm glad to see the representation. I think that it's well overdue. It's been a long journey coming. I'm excited that she have braids.
Yeah.
Hey!
I mean, just even as a hairstylist, I'm excited that she have braids.
Yes.
I'm excited she went through her trial with braids. I'm just excited that she didn't try to create a persona that was not there to be Justice Brown Jackson. So I'm just ecstatic about that, because it's always to them the aesthetic of our people that they shun away. So I'm happy about that alone. That she didn't pretend to become Justice Brown Jackson. And this should be a lesson to a lot of the higher learning education institutions who like to fault the young Black kids and Black men about their dreads and you can't graduate with this should be an eye opener as well. So
represent the Brown Act. Yes.
So I just want to remind the people that's watching, what do y'all think about having the first Black woman as a U.S. Supreme Court Justice? Put your thoughts in the comments. We want to know what you think.
Comment in the comments.
Like, share, be a part of the show.
That's right.
Yes. Join us.
Share.
Join us as we view on the sip and chat and sip.
And I'll sip to that.
And sip to that.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. So later in the show, you guys, you have to stay tuned. We're going to be talking about, why there is a double standard for men and women. Erica Nanton, she will be joining us. She actually posted about, how people been treating Jada as opposed to when other men cheat, they don't get the backlash like Jada has been getting. And so we're going to talk about that later on in the show. So make sure y'all stay tuned, because it's going to get juicy.
It's going to get
really different.
Not the fan. Here we go.
There he goes, that fan, baby. When the fan come out, what that means.
I'm ready for the heat.
Jay, I was thinking about you the other day. I had to go get me one.
I mean, she can't pop it like you pop yours, Jay.
Oh, no, I can't pop it like
you. Gotta practice. You got to practice.
I got to practice. It's in the wrist.
Those, you have to kind
of, flick of the wrist. The flick of the wrist.
Oh. As you can see, it's Oriental behind me, as if it's my culture, but I happen to like it.
You're oozing with ethnicity tonight, Jay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this next story, what do y'all think? Do y'all believe it? Give me your thoughts. They said that the founders of the Black Lives Matter Foundation has purchased a $6 million home, and people just some people are confused because they didn't know that's what their donation was going for. What are your thoughts about this story?
First of all, this Campbell gentleman that reporting this story.
Go ahead.
That's a investigating journalist and a professor, I think at Columbia. I think that's the correct university. But
Columbia Journalism School.
Yes. First of all, you a hater. That's the first thing.
Looking for something. To
even consider this an investigation and to dig into this the way that he has, you are a hater. And you are looking for clout, and you are looking for you a hit story. You're looking for you a way up. And that's how I feel about it after reading it. After reading his commentary during his interview, he sounds foolish.
And just somebody else that wants to drag BLM in through the mud.
Yeah, one, you're an African-American male. That's the first thing. Two, these are quote unquote two separate entities.
Exactly.
Anyway.
But that's not how you want to report.
You want to report as if one is an umbrella under the other. One is a foundation, one is an activist organization.
Correct.
Speak of it as two separate things, but you still want to umbrella it. No.
Right.
You a hater.
And you know, the ignorant people, and I say that as in the ones that don't know the difference. When you first see it, that's all they're gonna see and understand is, oh, Black Lives Matter.
There they go. They got $90 million.
And so that's all they need. Oh, they out there spending all the money on that. And you don't even know, first of all, these are two separate entities. All they know is Black Lives Matter. And those are the ones also that don't really know what this organization stands for or what it's about.
Or what's the reason, even if they spent $6 million on this elaborate home, why?
Well, you know, they don't want to tell that part.
If they gave a credibility for this $6 million and what it was for and how they were going to use it in this home, what's the problem?
Right.
When the rest of them do it, there's no issue. You don't hear about it. Not only do they spend $6 million on a home for an organization and those affiliated with the organization, they also going to get them a $6 million personal home.
Now,
this was not a personal property of anyone.
Right. It's for the foundation.
It's a foundation property.
Right. And they say it's for Black creatives.
I think their total report for 21 or 20 was like $90 million.
Oh, wow.
And so
it was like $90 million. So in donations, it was like $90 million in donations.
Ooh.
So he even went so far in the investigation to want to know how they spend $30 million by February. No, it was $90 million in 2020. How did they spend $30 million by February of 21?
Okay.
Spending.
I need you to go investigate Trump. Stop investigating Black Lives Matter.
You trying to investigate Black Lives Matter. You want to be a really great journalist, an investigating journalist. Go down there in Florida and follow behind the Trump Tower people.
Go find them 7 hours missing on that call log.
Investigate that. Investigate them phone calls.
Yeah. Because if he didn't want to make it look so bad and smear their name, if you had to say that as your title of your story, you could have said that they purchased this home as a space for Black creatives. But you didn't do that. You just said, oh my God, Black Lives Matter founders, they spent $6 million on a home. So, you know, a title like that, a headline like that is going to get people's attention. And Absolutely. So you did that, first of all, to smear their name immediately by putting it that way to make it seem as though they had done something illegal and something wrong Absolutely. With that money, and hopefully end up having people not want to donate and give into it because they don't think that these people were not truthful with what they said they were going to be doing and responsible with these funds. And so that's how you want to make them look. You know, you want to make them look negative.
Somebody that paid the token boy to get in front of something that they're not going to be able to shut down. Bottom
and
line.
so he doesn't understand that they use him like they do some, so that it won't look like it was who it really is behind it doing the story. So let's send you out to do the story, and then it won't get so much of a backlash because it won't look like what it is.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's exactly what's going on.
Absolutely. And on top of that, they even gave their statement, about as they were questioned, they gave their statement and breakdown of this home, the 6 million, how it was utilized and what it is for.
Right.
He says it's false. How you gonna tell? How can you possibly tell this organization what they have created and what they have utilized their funds for that is false? That they're lying. What proof do you have that they're lying? These people laid it out in black and white.
But it sells papers, it sells publications, and that's what they wanted to do. And they just
it's probably gonna be his last article.
They just used him to get it done. That's all. And it's probably some of those people the whole time that
he let them use him right on out the door.
Or Trump
right on out the door.
I'm so sick of these people. They always want to comment on what somebody else is doing. Are they researching what Trump and them doing with their money? Are they researching what? I mean, it's so many other organizations. Why do we get, the backlash like this? So
let's investigate.
They got a right to do whatever they want to with the money, and they can purchase a home. And a lot of people, for tax purposes, purchase homes under foundation name. So there's nothing new.
But again, for people that are ignorant to that fact, it makes it. They try to smear.
Donations are legal, and you can do what you want with donations. As long as what it's allotted for.
Yep.
So if they wanted to go buy them a piss hole to sit in,
I'm done.
They could have.
And the bucket too, right? A bucket and a bucket. It's up to you.
It just irks me that I'm down with mine. Like my parents were. They were down like 4 flat tires, right or wrong. But I'm gonna get you. And I'm gonna get you. But they right now, we gonna get them, but I'm gonna get you. And I just believe it. But my people, I don't know. Perish, lack of knowledge. I don't know.
Yeah. So I was trying to. Our guest having some technical difficulties, so I was trying to help her out. So I think she's switching to a laptop. But I want to tell the people that's watching, we want to make you a part of the show. We want to hear your feedback. I have posted a link for you to join us and show on the screen. So make sure you be ready to join once you click on the link. All righty. What's our next story, you guys?
Let's see what we got. It's all so good. So let's see.
We're moving to local news.
I was just going to
say. Which one y'all want to do first?
Oh, baby.
The history. Y'all talk about history. Let's talk about the history that's being made, honey.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about that.
The HBCU.
Honey.
Absolutely.
Honey.
2022, baby. Y'all cutting up. Y'all HBCUs are cutting up. Honey.
But
wow.
So we want to give a shout out to Williams-Holliday that was selected in the WNBA draft, and she is the first. She is the first HBCU player drafted since 2002. I'm going to say 2022. Since 2002.
We need to do a toast to that young lady. Yes.
I'll sip to that.
Jackson State showing out. All right. JSU.
And she got a lace front with baby hairs.
Okay, Jay. See, you done showed out. Represent. The black girls are representing this hair, baby. They ain't shame no more. This is what it is. Yes.
Yeah, I can't stand that baby hair.
Me either.
Keyword, baby hair. Keyword, baby hair.
Yeah, but it's part of our culture and community, and so it is what it is.
Oh.
Yeah,
But we also want to shout out to Ole Miss. They had a student to be drafted. I think she went in the 3rd round. So shout out to Shakira Austin of Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Shakira, but we really excited about Williams-Holliday.
Amen. Okay. That's right.
Yeah, love.
Yeah.
Showing out.
Awesome.
So congratulations.
So it's possible, you guys. It's possible.
And do you all, I don't know if you all paid attention to, but I pay attention to numbers. Do y'all pay attention to the numbers? 20 years since 2002.
Wow.
2022. April 12th. Did y'all pay? I don't know if y'all did.
I didn't, but school is on it. Yes.
Yeah, I pick up
numbers. It's all aligned.
Yes, my discernment. I pick up on those things on consecutive numbers and numbers, and the number 2 spiritually is witness.
Well, okay then.
I don't know what's gonna go on, but all I know is that some witnessing that's gonna go on, and she's gonna be very, very blessed.
Yeah, she's gonna show them that talent.
Very, very, very blessed career for her. She's gonna move and shake some things.
The HBCU talent, baby. She's gonna show it off.
Since we're talking about the WNBA, I just want to make sure I remind everybody who haven't forgotten. Hey, we need to bring Brittany home. Bring Brittany home. She's still in jail in Russia, and so let's keep her in our prayers.
Yeah, and especially during a time like this, to be caught up over there, and we're probably gonna have to
just go get
home.
So you guys, our special guest is here.
All righty then.
Jay, are y'all ready to get into this conversation?
I hope the conversation is
ready to get into this conversation.
Hey, I'm gonna need a little bit before she gets started, Jay.
Let me top you off, baby.
Give me just top me off before she starts. Okay.
There you go, dog.
Thank you. I had to get my mind right. I'm ready.
Hey, you guys.
Ooh, baby, look at the queen with the headdress. Yeah.
Miss Erica Nanton to A View from the Step. Welcome.
Welcome.
So much. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Sip a little tea with us tonight.
Yes.
All right, Representative Faulkner. He need a glass.
We appreciate you, Representative Faulkner, joining us, especially for this conversation. You better get
He ready.
That was so funny.
So, Erica, we want you to start off by telling our viewers just a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to get right into your post, and we're going to jump into it.
All right. Well, my name is Erica Nanton. I'm in Chicago, Illinois. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, but Chicago is my home. And I'm actually a community organizer here. So I do a lot of community work, and I majored in college in social psychology. So I just really look at a lot of issues from racism to classism to sexism, like all of those different things, and how do they interact with the way that we think, right? Like, how do those systems end up coming out of a thought process that ends up becoming a collective thought process that then turns into reality? And so I ended up writing a post. I talk so much junk online. I just cannot believe how this, of all the things, I be talking like on PhD level topics about socialism versus capitalism versus, I be doing all this stuff, and I go viral off of a post about Jada and Will. I can't, but it's hilarious to me, actually. But I think it still was an important topic that I was trying to cover and get at. It stirred up a lot of controversy. I think the last time I checked, I was at 7,000 shares.
Wow.
Yeah, and I only posted it yesterday.
The power of social media, darling.
Ridiculous, right? And I was like, if I could get people to do that about gun violence and poverty and the other stuff I talk about, we'd be in business, baby. Okay.
Right.
But I'm still happy that this got a lot of traction because it is an important topic regarding inequality as relate to sexism, because I believe in my work racism and sexism and classism, all those things are connected. They're connected to a way of thinking that is about the oppression of another group of people that then reflects a reality that makes the whole world worse for all of us. So I still think it's important, even though it's funny, the topic that ended up sparking it.
But hey,
wow. So you posted that it's a double standard, like women are still getting the scarlet letter for doing the same thing that men have been caught doing.
Yes.
So what are some of the reactions you've gotten on your post?
Oh Lord, I done got some of everything. Okay, the internet is a wild, wild place. Okay, baby, listen, the internet it's something to everything on the internet. Oh my God, you found it. Oh Lord, I screenshotted this because this was one of the greatest hits. Okay, this dude said, "This is to tell you that women are not men's equals. A fact that so-called enlightened women failed to accept. Men are naturally polygamous beings. That is why when any rational person who decides to go into animal rearing starts with one male and more females, let women stop comparing and competing with men." My Lord. Oh God, there's so much to unpack with just that alone. But that's a reflection of what kind of inspired me to make this post. I was just up that night and I started to think about all of the times that I've seen this before. One of the things in organizing and social justice work is that you have to look at where have we seen this before, right? When we decided, you don't just go out in the street and march. You got to look at the history of other people who marched before you. You got to look at the fact that there's things that happen similar so you can get a lesson. So that's kind of how my mind automatically works, I think. So I was saying, this is not some alien that showed up on planet Earth yesterday, what Will and Jada are going through. But why is everybody acting like it is? And so that's kind of what made me start thinking about all these examples of famous men who have been in the big media. I mean, that Jay-Z Beyonce example, that elevator fight was everywhere. It was all over the place. And then Beyonce made a hit album called Lemonade, detailing it and talking about it and performed songs from it at the Super Bowl. So this is not no secret. This is not no people keeping it between themselves. This is a big thing. Pastor John Gray, even though people maybe outside of the Christian community don't know him, within the reason I put him as an example is because within the Christian community, that was a bombshell. That was a big deal, right? And then also with Gabrielle and Wade, just the fact that she was struggling with infertility, that level of pain, and she wrote about it in a best-selling book, and she talks about it openly, how hard that was for him to have a child with another woman while they were quote unquote on a break, and then they ended up getting married. She stayed, and then a lot of people I noticed when one of the questions you asked me was what was the kind of response I was getting, they begin to nitpick at the nuances of each story or little details that are different or little things that's different within each story to somewhat discredit my overall point. So they would say things like, well, Gabrielle and Dwayne was on a break. They weren't together at the time. They were separate, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, Will and Jada were also separated. They both said that. They said things to the effect of, well, they didn't get on television and put their business out on the street. Pastor John Gray is literally pictured in my post sitting at a table putting their business out on the street. That's why I used multiple examples. The reason I used multiple examples, you can see in the pictures I used those two thumbnails because it just fit better, but I didn't add the Beyonce thumbnail. And then the other examples are endless. There's so many other cheating stories and other things I could have used. So it's like I got a plethora of things to use. But the reason I used multiple examples is because I knew if I used one example versus another example, people would start nitpicking little details that made it different to miss the point on purpose. So I intentionally used multiple examples to show that you can find something similar within the triangulation of all of them. Whether it's the putting yourself out and putting your business in the streets on an interview, there's an example of that. Whether it's being separated at the time, there's an example of that. Whether it's disrespect, all of these is an example of that. So it's just really strange that people kept trying to make an excuse for why this is different. when we, many of the people who agree with the post that immediately saw where I was coming from, know exactly why this was different. We know, and it's very similar to what we see as Black people when we bring up racism with some white people, or we explain like why the unarmed Black man didn't deserve to get shot. And they always want to give us some like gaslight and like we imagining it like we are just making this up. Like that's kind of what I noticed with the topic of sexism. It becomes a situation of we're making up an experience that's so collective amongst so many women. How can we be making this up, do you have some more questions for me? Because I got some more stuff to say, but ask me questions.
Look, I'm gonna let y'all ask questions. Panel, Representative Faulkner.
Yeah, she filling up the cup. She addressing it. She hitting all corners on the pool table. Talk about it.
Hey, listen, Doc. Hello and good evening to everybody.
Hello.
I'm just happy to be on with you guys this evening. I'm just going to sit back and just take in the conversation. I think it's a great piece, and I'm interested to hear the rest of it.
Awesome.
Well, thank you.
Well, if y'all ain't got no questions,
why do you think it's a double standard? Why do you think that men can get away with certain actions and women they nailed to the cross for doing the exact same thing? Why do you think this double standard exists?
I think it exists because it has always existed. I think it exists because it is a systemic thing, just like white supremacy is systemic, right? Like long ago, some white people decided that they had manifest destiny and that they're supposed to run the world and everybody's supposed to be subject and subjugated to them. Long ago, it was decided, and you can't even blame the Bible because many of these concepts in different societies predated, but the Bible definitely played a factor in being utilized to perpetuate certain ideas for sure. But just the idea that women are of a lower class, of a lower status than men. Just in a lot of the ways laws have been set up. It wasn't until 1970, I believe, that a woman was allowed to open a bank account without her husband's permission.
Wow.
So why do men get away? It's because women have not been seen as equal human beings for a very, very long time. And it is pervasively a thought and a belief that our sexuality is something to be controlled by men and other people, not ourselves, and not our own decisions, because we are the baby makers and we're the ones that I guess like produce society, even though all women can't even have babies. Like it's just so ridiculous. But it's just this idea that like we are to be controlled, almost like a controlled substance. And the example I had been using in some of the commentary is what's going on with Will and Jada compared to these other celebrity men and how they were treated by men compared to how they treating Jada is the equivalent of how white people were charged lesser for cocaine and black people got charged more for crack. Okay.
Come on now.
It's all drugs, baby. It's all drugs. Okay.
I heard someone else say the same thing. It's like we watching Will be lynched. Yeah. And no one, people say they woke, but they not really woke.
Not really. It takes
Well, you see what you want to see. Yeah. You hear what you want to hear. So that it feeds what you want to believe.
Yeah. So that's it. That's a good point.
That's what it is.
And that comes from the perceptions that systems teach us. Systems are the ones that we are indoctrinated from youth, right? I always tell people this. White supremacy does not just indoctrinate white people. White supremacy indoctrinates black people too, and all types of colors of people, right? Same thing with sexism. Somebody will be like, well, there's women here who agree with me. There's black people who agree with Donald Trump. Okay, like right. What that mean? That don't mean nothing. Okay. You could parade Candace Owens around all you want to. Okay, like what does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? And so there's women equivalents of Candace Owens when it comes to sexism. They parrot what men say, they repeat sexism talking points, they double down. Some of them are referred to as pick-me's. And that term basically comes from the idea that women think that they have to edit their thoughts to fit what men around them believe in order to be appealing to men, so that they will quote unquote be picked. And so they edit their thoughts to match whatever the men in their purview think and feel.
Right.
And then they start, because they want to, it's similar to how we say like a Candace Owens, like they want a pat on the head from Massa. It's similar. They want a pat on the head from these dudes that do not want them. Okay. And quite frankly, are not gonna treat them very well if this is the type of stuff they believe anyway, right? It's like, that's who you want to like you? A dude who does not respect you as an equal human being? Like, that's really what you want, sis? Like, you jumping through hoops for that, you know? But yeah, I think it's very much so that type of pervasive understanding. Like, and I really love what was just said about people see it through that perspective, and it's confirmation bias is what it's called. Like, we want to confirm what we already believe, right? And sexism and racism and white supremacy are very deeply held prejudices. It's very deeply held bigotry. So you want to confirm those bigotries the best you can. That's why they jumping through hoops in that comment section, because they need to confirm their currently held bigotries and currently held biases. But the only way to chip away at things like that is you have to keep speaking the truth. Malcolm X did that. Dr. King did that. Fannie Lou Hamer did that. Ella Baker did that. All of them did that. They had to chip at all the denials and everything until there was a whole generation that their words became common knowledge. Their words became common sense more so than radical, right? I know that I am accomplishing something one day when what I'm saying is no longer radical, you know?
Wow. Yeah.
Powerful.
I like that statement. I know I'm accomplishing something when it's no longer radical.
So y'all listen. I met Erica at, what was it, in Nashville? Was it Nashville?
Yes, it sure was.
Listen, when I heard her speak, you guys, I thought she was one of the most powerful women I have ever heard. Her voice is so powerful. So just keep speaking, sister. You are so powerful.
Yes.
And we need your voice.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much, my sister. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all having me on the show. I can't believe I went viral.
Okay. What'd you say for this?
For this. I can't believe this was the one.
It opened up so many other avenues and feedback. And so now, watch, they're going to go back and say, well, what else has she written? What else has she given her opinion on? And then they're going to be...
I hope so. I hope they read some of that other stuff.
They're going to get caught up in that chocolate and that black girl magic.
That's what it is.
And I really appreciate this platform too. I love to see Black folks coming together to discuss real issues and topics and have fun and talk about nonsense at the same time. We can do all three.
We can do all three.
We can do all three. Okay. And I think that's important. I think opening up these conversations to the everyday regular old folks requires us not to be so academic all the time, not to be so highfalutin all the time. And it's going to take us to really get down to the nitty gritty where people are and speak to people in their language. And that's how we can get some very things that are considered complex concepts. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Fred Hampton said it's for the proletariat, it's for the people, right? This is knowledge for the people. It should not be inaccessible. So I appreciate y'all for making this type of information accessible. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Yes.
I believe in that. I believe in meeting them where they are.
Absolutely.
I believe in it.
Yes.
Powerful, beautiful. I'm just loving all this, the hair and the hair. You just, baby, these Black women, it's oozing off the screen into the teacup, baby.
Well.
I love it. Y'all is so fun.
Yes, darling.
Wow. That was awesome. That was very, very powerful.
Can we get a fan pop?
Ooh,
I'm normally not speechless, but I'm speechless.
Wow.
I'm the one with, hey, I don't know.
So what can we do? Yeah, I'm always
You ain't
about
got no
action.
words. Pop the fan.
You know, we talk about all
the
these
fam
complex
pop.
issues. I like to walk away with some action items that we can do.
Yes.
How can we change some of these beliefs that people think, oh, just a man can do it, but women can't? Or the man should get treated differently because he's a man. How can we change that mentality?
Honestly, I would like to challenge any man, male person that is watching this or gets a chance to see this, that does understand what's being said, who has educated yourself on these concepts, who does get it, who has challenged the way that the system has indoctrinated you to think as a man, and have actually begun that process. I challenge you to start a men's group, yo. Start a men's group, a men's study group, a men's Facebook group, something, yo. Like, start reaching out to other men that you know. Go to the barbershop, spark up the conversation. Because I'm not saying that women can't be the ones that have this conversation, because we got to deal with women who's indoctrinated with the same misogyny and everything too, like I said.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But we need men to know that this is not a woman's message. This is a justice message.
All right.
And that's only going to happen if both men and women and everybody stand up to speak that truth and to let them know that this is the new normal and this is how it's going to be.
We ain't going back. We ain't going back.
We're not going back.
That's amen. Right. Amen.
Well,
yes,
so from where I sit, I often ask myself, because of how we have been programmed systematically to think this is a man, this is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I constantly question, though, what is a man? What is a woman? Who determines whether or not this is man, this is woman, outside of your given your assignment at birth?
Oh, that's deep right there. See, I talk about that subject a lot. Okay.
So I think a lot of people are, first of all, what is considered to be a man or men, in my opinion, aren't men. So you have
men, you have males.
Like she said, it's really deep.
I see. Oh, yeah, that's really deep right there. That, let's just put it this way: it's not a sexual organ. I'll tell you that. It's not the presence of a sexual organ.
And that's what they think. That's the systematic mentality.
And that's the systematic mentality, right?
I'm born with a shaboing boing, so I'm a man.
Exactly.
Shaboing.
But not a shaboing boing. Not a shaboing
boing.
That does not make you a man.
I'm scared of that.
But I think you know what, y'all something else. Okay, but
we keep it real. We from the
keep it real. But I think that's a very good point that you just brought up, because it's there's a lot of conversation right now going around, like, regarding transgender people and gender non-conforming people, and what does it mean to be a man or a woman. And then that's when you get into religion. That's when you get into education and college education and science. That's when you get into all of these different things that, as you so profoundly said before, is the way we see the world, and we want to confirm it, right? Because we have to remember, everybody doesn't share the same religion.
Absolutely.
Point blank, period. I mean, you might hold your religion dear, okay? But the truth is, there's a billion people on this planet
that do not,
okay, all have the same belief as you. So you can't say that's concrete. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely,
it is to you. That's how you understand it, right? But you can't make that the way everybody else has to live in their body,
right?
Because, like, how, right? Like, if your religion said I can't eat barbecue ribs, baby, we gonna have a problem. if you tell me I can't have barbecue ribs, don't say that. Okay. So it's kind of like that's where we get in. And then you got the science part, right? Mm-hmm. Where science is such an ever-developing field. Once upon a time, science said that Black people had smaller brains. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, science said, as a matter of fact, some textbooks still haven't updated that Black people could take more pain. And that's Absolutely. Why they don't believe our pain to this day in the medical field. Right? Science has very often regurgitated the systemic beliefs of the time and just confirm those beliefs with pseudoscience. Absolutely. And the same thing is becoming to be true about gender, that gender is actually becoming more proven that it happens in the brain. That male and I think for those of us who are spiritual people, it will be more so that femininity and masculinity are energy. It's an energy about you. It's not just the body part you have. Absolutely. And so that, as you know, science would say the brain, right? And so when you start talking about the brain, or for those who are spiritual, energy, right? That is going to take you into a whole nother realm of defining what these things mean. That would be substantially true for almost every planet on every human being on the planet. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Where as opposed to these little niches and nuances and belief systems and small things here and there, right? It makes it a little bit more universal if we actually could say, because we all got a brain. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a spiritual person, you do believe we all carry energy. We all are energy. So it's a spiritual part. Hi. I'm close enough. Well, I'm locking up. Okay, I haven't gone a little, y'all. But I think that's where the conversation is going to grow, because you don't have to be spiritual to engage in it, because you could go the science route. Absolutely. And you don't have to be a bookworm if you're spiritual to engage. You both groups of people, or people who I'm somebody who looks at both. Right. Can engage in that conversation, because we all have a brain, and if we're a human being, and we all, you know, if you're spiritual, believe in that, we all have a spirit. So it helps us to have this conversation on a wavelength that's not about battling beliefs, but rather about understanding who we are and understanding what we are as human beings and having this experience here on earth, as opposed to what books have told us, what pseudoscience has told us, what religion, you know what I'm saying? We got to look at this thing, you know what I'm saying? And then that brings into question, why are we indeed treating people differently? That's when the subject of equality becomes prominent. Once we realize that this actually is not one way, because your book told you, or this soul science told you, that's when the subject of equality comes out, because then you have absolutely no right to treat that person any differently. You have absolutely no right to scream at them at a sports event. You have absolutely no right to tell little trans kids derogatory things and throw popcorn at them and the little kid trying to swim. You have absolutely no right at that point to do those things, if we look at this from that perspective.
And see, that right there, that came so profound and professional and like it's supposed to come across. And I'm gonna just drop all of that down into Lane's turn, people. Mind your damn business.
Oh, I love it.
It's so simple. Ooh, yes. It's simple. And I'm gonna sit to that.
Oh my God. Y'all, they about to close and turn these lights off on me. I'm over here.
Okay, you done shut it down.
Thank you so much for joining us. We would definitely have you back. We appreciate you so much.
Thank y'all so much for having me. I really appreciate it. So much. An awesome show.
Awesome.
Thank you. See you again. Bye-bye. Wow.
Oh, now he pops the fan. Hot. Yeah. Jay, it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. A lot.
Wow. Powerful sister. Now, I told y'all she was so powerful. Oh my goodness. And so I'm just looking forward. Hold on, what y'all doing over there?
That's my mama. She's like, what are you doing over there?
I thought that was Jason. I just said.
You want to say something? Your mama want to say something?
No.
She can say something.
She said they're gonna put y'all out.
So say hey.
No. Just wave your hand. Don't say it. Just wave.
Oh
my God, that's funny.
Y'all, since we laughing, we might as well go ahead and keep the party started. Keep the party going. Paula trying to teach us how to fry some chicken, y'all.
She tried to fry some grease.
See? Now, I can't say nothing about this because I just said mind your business.
You gonna mind this business because you buying that chicken, you gonna be everybody's business. Salmonella.
She washed, she cleaned it.
Jay, she seasoned the grease.
Hold on, let me see if I had this video. Ooh, y'all better.
Chicken, she seasoned the grease.
Listen.
Really important, of course. One of the most important things if you're gonna cook fried chicken is you gotta clean it.
Gotta clean it.
I'm gonna make my mom's favorite fried chicken.
Oh.
We'll get to just clean it with some cold water.
Just cold water?
We'll get to frying in it.
That chicken ain't clean.
So now we put
That
the
chicken's not
organic
clean. Okay.
flour into a Ziploc bag, and you start our batches. So
Where's
just put it in
Where's
a whole
the
bunch of
seasonings?
chicken. Not too much so it coats it.
Did you not?
And
Are you gonna
like move it around?
Are you gonna season it?
Okay, because you gotta coat that chicken with the flour. And that is step.
You got dirty flour and
We're gonna put
unseasoned
these in
chicken.
here. Yeah, ooh, that's how you know it.
Where are your
That's how you know
seasonings,
it's good.
Paula?
Okay,
This is your mom's recipe?
Place these in, and then
Which hold tight.
begin the seasoning. So now the
What?
process.
What? She said what? She said what? But you know, hey, like she said, that's her mama recipe now.
Listen.
That ain't our grandmama recipe now.
Y'all, we cannot tell them people how to eat fried chicken.
Jay. That ain't gonna work out, Jay. Ain't
She
no
said
Lowry's, no black pepper, no salt, no paprika.
She said
nothing.
that they seasoned
the
their oil.
the grease.
No, they don't use grease, they use oil.
Okay, grease, oil, Crisco, lard, butter. She seasoned it.
No,
She didn't season the meat.
She had olive oil. She said they.
Hey, Kara, Miss Kara, Miss Kara, do you cook your chicken like that? Do you wait till you put your chicken in the grease and season the grease, Miss Kara? I just want to know if that's what
grandma go off.
But y'all have to understand too. Now, grease and all that.
Jay, you season the chicken before you put the flour on it. Jay.
But who said that though? Who said you have to do that?
Black people. That's tradition. Always from slave quarters to today.
Systematic. That's systematic.
No. Okay, we're gonna systematic fry this chicken with some seasoning. Okay.
Oh goodness, y'all so crazy.
It's no difference. That's just like air fried chicken.
No. Even you season your air fried chicken.
I don't.
Even churches got a pepper. That ain't gonna work even with the pepper. No, Jay. No. Now, if you drink enough Merlot, you might not care that it's not seasoned.
I don't see nothing wrong with it, y'all.
I know you don't.
Yeah, Miss Kara said I seasoned chicken before fry. I just wanted to make sure.
But check this out though. Seriously, even though we do season our chicken before we fry it, when we fry it, what happens?
It's tender.
It come off in all of it don't come off in
all of it don't. But what happens?
So good. The skin tastes so good. It tastes like seasoning is in it.
Your oil and grease still end up being seasoned, which adds extra flavor to the next batch and the next batch.
And you can eat the crumbs.
Well, in that case, she has some extra flavor on her next batch.
Right.
Baby, when you start cooking all that, nobody eat the first batch.
Well,
that's hard.
I mean,
that's when you gotta put a lot of hot sauce on there. That hot sauce might save her now. Some hot sauce might.
Look like she enjoyed it. I mean, if it was her mother's recipe, I know she over 30 years old. So
you know, use is hey. your environment. You're a product of your environment. You come up, you think it tastes
she
good,
way over 30, so
like
she ate that chicken a long time.
Yeah, she have, and she say she love it. So hey, like she said, everybody cook different, but it's for me and my house.
You know what?
I'm
gonna go and buy me some chicken. I'm gonna buy some chicken, and I'm gonna follow her recipe.
Okay then. Okay then. I gotta work late that day, but thank you.
You gonna record it, go live so them people can eat you up too.
I'm gonna follow her recipe. But y'all know what though? People do so much on social media. It probably was a trick. She probably had this flour seasoned already or something.
No, she didn't, Jay. You so
it's on her page. You can watch the whole video.
And was not there.
So y'all, she was frying chicken for her child's school. So she took this chicken to some more people.
And they ate it up with.
So let me ask y'all this for real, seriously. What's the wrong thing about it? Is it because it don't have this type of seasoning on it?
It was from the beginning.
Seasoning, Jay.
For me, it was from the beginning when she said, "I'm gonna fry my mama's chicken."
She didn't ranch it right, as my grandma used to say. She didn't ranch it good. Number one, you gotta ranch it.
So you don't think she cleaned it well enough?
She didn't ranch it like
good. That's how fast she rinsed that chicken off.
She didn't ranch it good, and she put the seasoned grease that the washed in hot water clean chicken shall be put in. Where's the flavor? He said seasoning thrown in grease only burns. Okay. Blackened chicken. It wasn't.
You do not wash chicken in hot water, darling. That causes salmonella. We get to a certain state certification.
Wash
manager, darling.
Ranch your chicken.
Always cool water.
Ranch around.
Ranch it.
Ranch around.
And then you don't let it sit. You do not let it sit in cool water. You rinse in cool water.
Whatever, then season it real good and roll around that flour just a little bit and then drop it off in that hot grease.
Now that's what's going to get somebody.
Oh, Lord, whatever. But don't you throw that unseasoned chicken over in there, that unranked chicken.
I'm going to get some chicken and I'm going to try this recipe.
Okay, you get you some unranked chicken and you go.
Make sure you go live. Oh, make sure you go live.
If Betty Crocker or Martha Stewart would have said it, everybody would have been all right with it.
No, sir.
Paula, because it's Paula. And she ain't really been in number jumping.
It should have been Paula
got a problem.
Instead of Paula.
I'd have said hers ain't good either. I was like, they done fell off. The COVID done got to them.
If Martha Stewart had told y'all to fry that chicken like that, it would be no problem.
Martha Stewart don't trump grandma. And I know it's just Bell Mac Williams to fry some chicken. Okay. I'm gonna do it.
Let's hear what Paula had to say about this.
Hi everyone, how you guys doing out there? So I'm in Mexico with my son, and we're out here anyways, and I woke up and then people were like, did you see on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, they're talking about the way you fry chicken? I was like, oh no, what? But that's okay. I just wanted to respond and say, listen, I get it. It might look crazy. It is the way we do it. My mom taught me. It is my mom's recipe. I do believe in washing the chicken, and maybe the way the video was edited, it looks like I don't wash it long enough, but I definitely do because I feed it to my son. And I fed it to his whole school. That batch I made it for his school. But anyways, it's all good because everybody's got their own way of making things, and I'll take suggestions. I make a new kind of fried chicken, but I'm gonna always make my mom's chicken the way that she did it. We put the seasoning in the oil and all that. It's just the way we do it, but that's all good. I just wanted to send everybody love. I appreciate the comments and the room for improvement, and to know that this is just the old family recipe. That's how we do it. But it's all good. So I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Sending you all love. Mwah. Bye.
See that? I told y'all that lady wasn't chicken long enough. It just didn't look like in the video.
No.
She was trying to save face. That's what she was doing.
I think she watched that chicken long enough. You know you have to shorten that stuff on TikTok and carrying on.
I'm afraid.
Go watch the video on her page. That's all I can say.
I watched it.
She ranched that chicken.
I said that too. I was like,
okay, Carol said seasoning in the oil. It's a question. Okay.
Listen. Now,
oh my goodness.
we're
So
gonna
yeah,
agree to disagree. I'm not gonna tell that lady not to season her oil.
You ain't got to, but I'm
Back in
gonna
the
tell
day, but back in the day, what did black people used to do? They used to season them cast iron skillets.
That's right. And you had some seasoning though. See,
They
that's
used to
the key,
season the
that's the
cast
key,
iron skillet.
but that's the key
skillet.
word right there: seasoning, some
Well,
kind.
She
There
put
was
her
no
kind of
kind.
season. Her little, she only used a certain amount of season that she put in her oil now.
She seasoned that oil.
Well, the whole school ate it. The class ate it.
Because they don't have no, because they don't have no taste buds.
Y'all cannot make everybody fried chicken like Minnie.
Okay.
Minnie said in the help,
Minnie
she don't
burn no chicken, and she
soon as that check came, she burnt the whole skillet of chicken.
Minnie seasons her where they do that at?
I said, where they do that?
Where they do
Apparently,
that?
where Paula from?
oh my
Paula house. That's how they do it. Paula invited
And
her
we not talking about Paula Dean.
That's okay. I'll stop by KFC and bring a bucket. Okay.
So
if you eat it, you like it, you love it. I'll decline my dinner invitation that night.
So speaking, y'all ready to laugh a little bit more?
Yes.
So speaking of eating, let's check out this video. Oh my goodness.
You know what I want? I want these people to throw these phones away. That's what I want. Throw these phones away.
Why they gotta throw these phones away?
I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. Throw these phones away.
You can just delete the apps off your phone. How about that?
I want the phones to be thrown away.
Hold on, let's see. I think I got another video.
These people will put anything, record anything, anything.
The way the dog threw up that one.
For the minute, the multitude.
Look, I don't even know what this is. Let me see. I gotta play that again. Let's see that. Boy, I tell you the truth.
No, you should have had played that video that I sent y'all last week.
I don't think they was ready for that. I think this video is a reaction to Paula's.
I'm cooking breakfast. You want some breakfast?
No, I lost my appetite. Oh, I got some funny pictures. Oh, hold on, let's see what you got back. There she go. I got some funny pictures. Y'all check out these pictures. Look closely.
Food us as well.
Oh, I seen the girl. I seen the baby foot.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, ain't it?
What about this one?
Oh, I can't call that. What is that?
It's the shadow.
The shadow, yeah.
I don't know.
Look at this one.
The chair.
Oh, no, I ain't. That is what it is.
The chair from the side. The chair.
That is what it is.
Oh my goodness, man. People know they can put some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah, they can.
Wow.
Yeah, they can.
Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I know you got your mom there. So we've been had a great show today, you guys.
We did.
Another great show.
Another great show. So, you ready to give your final words?
Yeah, let's give our final words.
Which one of y'all going first?
Oh, okay, I'll give mine.
All righty.
Peace, love, hair grease, and season your chicken. That's all I got.
Y'all play so much.
Well, my final thoughts are always love and be loved. And people, please remember to mind your business.
Mind the business that pays you.
You don't even have to pay you. Just mind your business. Yeah. That's it. It's easy.
Drink water and mind your business.
Drink water and mind your business. And I got, I'm going to play a piece of this video because this lady said some of the most powerful words that I've heard in a long time. No one's coming. No one is coming.
No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamt about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. And because you're only ever going to do the things that you feel.
So I just thought that was powerful. No one's coming, you guys. It's up to you to write that book. It's up to you to start that business. It's up to you to live your dreams. So we thank you all for watching. We appreciate you all supporting us, and we thank you all for watching A View from the SIP. See y'all next week, same time, same place.
Same SIP.
All right. We out here.